I actually did have nearly 2 months off work because I just wasn't coping. Working for people that need support, I really wasn't in a place where I could give them the proper support that they needed. So it was better for me to back off, which isn't something that I do very easily, because it's not about admitting defeat, but it's about taking care of me, really. Yeah. In the Stroke Association, we have some people that we can phone up, counselling, and I phone them up out of sheer desperation, because I just wasn't coping at all. I really wasn't coping. And Barry, there was so much emotion involved in that, because my younger son was also diagnosed with the same illness, so I was on tenterhooks the whole time. But fortunately, there was things around to be able to, hopefully, it was all in research stage, but to try and help him. And my younger son is nearly 40 now, so he's living proof that must have done something. So yeah, that was a big strain. Hence my marriage broke up when I lost Barry, because you spend all that time looking after a very sick child, that nothing else comes in, like your relationship. Forget about the relationship, because your energy is on your children, and especially the poorly one, but then also the other child, because you don't want that child to be left out. Such a difficult one, because you're trying to do the best for everyone, but you're not doing the best for yourself, and that included my relationship. So me and my ex-husband, we split up. But apparently, statistically, a very, very huge percentage of marriages do split up after a death of a child. So sometimes talking to people and sharing your experience, because I've been there, and I'm not talking about caring for somebody that I don't know, it's a loved one. It makes them feel, because there's a lot of guilt around caring. There is a lot of guilt about when you feel, I don't want to do this today. And I've openly admit that's exactly how I felt some mornings, that I just don't want to do this again. You do, but it does feel that. And I've walked out of my mum's bedroom sometimes with my eyes raised, thinking, my God, I just don't want this. You know, she might have got upset about something, and I take it all personally, which it wasn't personal to me, but I've taken it personally because I'm tired and I'm weary and everything else. So it's just identifying that you shouldn't feel guilty about feeling exhausted. You know, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I've come across it so many times, and it's not because they don't want to care. It's not because people don't want to care. It's because they're tired. They're tired of the same routine. They haven't got a life. A lot of people give up their lives to care for people. There's a fine line, you know, in knowing what to offer, what works for each. And because we're all individuals, as I say, our needs are different, completely different. Absolutely. I mean, with my mum, my sister promised my dad that she would never go in a home, and I took on that promise, and she would never have gone in a home. Me and my mum had a talk. We were very open. We knew what we were going to do when she died and everything. We were very, very open. But the one thing I did say to her, Mum, if you got dementia, I'm not too sure if I could look after you at home. And she agreed. But I was very fortunate to be able to sit down with my mum and speak about that. Not everybody has got that. It's the same with people caring for adults. You know, some people can do it and some people can't. And there's no shame in that. There is no shame in that. My only advice is that you have to take care of you, and it's not being selfish if you want to have some time for yourself, because I always say to my stroke survivors and their partners, if you become ill, then who's going to look after your partner? And that applies to children, if you're looking after poorly children, poorly adults. It doesn't have to be a big share, but if it's shared a bit, then it takes the onus off you, and it gives you the choice to be able to actually have, even if it's one afternoon a week, but you can savour that one afternoon because you've got something to look forward to. Something that you can do just for yourself. It could be that you want to go to a cake making class, or you want to go to, I don't know, swimming or something like that, but you haven't got a rush. You can go and you know that whoever is looking after your loved one is able to do that. So